Hey y'all, how you doing? It's your girl Andrea. To all those that were enrolled for this morning's live virtual Zoom group, as promised, every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Sincerest apologies, y'all. I had to take care of myself. I had excruciating pain in my left ear. It was ridiculous, and so had to take care of me. But all in all is good. I'm good. So let's jump into today's situation and topic. I have been addressed probably within the past 48 hours, if not 72 hours, wink wink, about how do you handle loss? How do you handle grief? And a lot of us have experienced it, most of us experienced it basically on a day-to-day situation, depending on where you're living, based on society, culture. Since the shutdown from the world, a lot of you are still recuperating and suffering from the repercussions of what happened when the world shut down. Feel just like me at certain times that there's nowhere to turn. And loss doesn't necessarily have to mean loss of an individual, a friend, a loved one, a fur baby, an animal, a companion, uh, familial member, or anyone of the sort. Loss can be of your own mind. Loss can be of your dreams. Loss can be of your aspirations, your motivation and inspiration. And we handle it differently on all different realms, depending on where we are as our personal development. And to handle such loss, we have to address it. We have to come clean and come clear with it and reach out to those who we can confide into. And many more times than none, a lot of people just play the war games. They just speak to be heard, and more often than not are not listened to. I remember I've had, and then still have, several losses to this day. I've lost family members by natural conditions, by terminal conditions, by choice. I've lost fur baby. I've lost my identity. I lost my respect for some individuals, some ways and methods and strategies that have been occurring in the world. And one thing that I keep hold of is my faith. Because I believe if we don't have faith, and faith is not religion, faith is belief system. And I believe if we have faith, just as this ray of sun is upon my shoulder, it would always be there. Now, when we talk about loss, there's several different stages, but it's not similar for everyone. A lot of people go through anger, frustration, denial, isolation, the blame game, the shame game. And what I want to bring to the forefront is we all are accustomed and have some innate intuition or connectivity with humanity. And that's just the love for our brothers and sisters, the love for one another, for their authenticity, for their differences, for their strengths and areas of improvement. But when you lose something, 9 times out of 10, when we lose something, we don't get it back. And that's what the subject matter I've been helping individuals and walking beside individuals over the past 48, 72 hours. That our losses cannot be restored. And although that is true, we have to replace that void with value, with faith and belief, and the takeaway from it. And how are we going to fill that void or keep that void available for more opportunities to come? A few key tips that I've experienced through loss. I mean, I've lost so much in my life. But then I realized the perspective as I changed my channel, that the reasons these losses had occurred is to open up space for bigger and brighter things. And if there wasn't something to fill it, that I had to recognize I needed that space for me, for my peace of mind, for my mental health, for my stability, for my emotional health. That, hey, you know what? I need to have some space. And a lot of people take that personally. A lot of people take that in a negative way. And like I said, in this crazy game of life, it's how you play it. Press play, plan life according to you. Your perspectives, your conditions, your belief systems, your mindsets, your morals, ethics, and values. But what the beauty of it is having the awareness and the recognition of it. Let me give you some examples so I can relate and provide you with how I have some of the suggestions I've dealt with. So when I lost several jobs, I felt that there was this void, that I was the cause of it, that I was the reason why it didn't work out with the corporation, or why I decided I needed to move on, whether it was a layoff, whether it was a mutual decision of, oh my gosh, sorry guys, there is a beautiful red cardinal right in front. You can hear him. Hello. So my friend's visiting, and there he goes. Talking about loss and grief. So when I lost that job, I figured, oh my goodness, whether it was an agreement to part separate ways, whether it was an agreement to move on and professionally grow, whether it was agreement of a disagreement, that loss in that particular moment was to allow me to understand, Andrea, you need space right now. You need to focus on yourself. When I lost family members, and you've heard this several times before, when I've lost family members, my mother, for example, I felt, why? I questioned my faith, I questioned my spirituality. But I realized I may have lost the physical of her, but her spirit lives on in my heart. Her legacy through my stories and my experiences and my traditions live on. When I lost my fur baby, it still chokes me up just as much. I realized that loss was, hey, he moved on so I can focus on me. He was my companion. He showed me that it was okay to feel, it was okay to cry, to scream, to laugh, to dance without judgment. And his mannerisms, even though they weren't verbal to human connection, were so powerful. And the pet lovers out there can relate. That, hey, you know what, my time has gone and I'm here to move on. And then when I lost my best friend, who just visited me, was devastating. I just didn't understand it, and I was angry, I was frustrated, I became agitated. How? Why? Why now? Why young? Why? But it taught me the lesson how precious and valuable life is. And time is limited. We don't know when, where, how, or why. So when we experience loss and grief, whether it's your dream job, it's your soulmate, it's your fur baby, it's your family member, it's your best friend, I want you to take a few moments and ask your questions. What was the takeaway? What lessons, what legacies, what messages can you extract from the situation? And then if it is difficult, after doing so, what is the reality behind it? Because those are two different things. And if you need guidance, reach out to me and connect with me. Hit that notification bell. Go to AndreaMasons.com and let's connect. Loss and grief are no joke, but the more we suppress it, the more we put it down, the more difficult it's going to be. Thank you for this extended video. It's a little bit longer, but it's more powerful and was a request. So if you're experiencing loss and grief, I am here always with open arms, unconditional love, with a listening ear to walk beside you. Thank you. My name is Andrea Mason, your first choice, your global voice, alumna of Dr. Les Brown, and the creator and innovator of Press Play. Plan life according to you. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.